Hello, my name is Dylan Rosenthal, and this is Photoshop for Ensemble Library Interns and Others, Episode 4. Today, we're going to be talking about cleaning dirty scans with Photoshop, a couple different levels of cleanliness that we can try to achieve, and when not to use Photoshop when cleaning dirty scans. So, let's go ahead and open Photoshop. That's not Photoshop. That's Photoshop. Okay. The first thing to consider when cleaning scans in Photoshop is twofold. Number one, as I mentioned in episode 1, Photoshop is not a photo editing or music editing software. It is a photo editing software. So the AI and controls that are in Photoshop are unable to tell the difference between something like a legato or a staccato and some of these dust and scratches that are on this pretty messy part. So that leads to the second thing to consider, which is if you have access to the original part that you're trying to scan, it may be worth considering simply furthering to erase and to clean the physical part and then rescanning. 9 times out of 10, this will be faster than simply going through the processes we'll talk today, especially level 3, and ultimately it will save you time and most certainly save you effort. Okay, so the first level I want to talk about today is the level of I don't have any time and I just need to clean this up a little bit before I can give it to the player. So in that level, we are going to be using the filter tool. And we're going to go to filter, we're going to go to noise, dust and scratches, and we're going to remove the smaller dust and scratches off of this document. This is not going to get rid of a lot of the big stuff, so it's not going to get rid of like this terrible tape line here or the watermarks or any of the material that we don't want, but it will make it a little bit cleaner. So if you're in a big rush and you need to get something out and you need to get a little bit cleaner, this method might work for you. Now when doing this, be very careful. This tool will take away things off of your document very easily. So for me, about 2 pixels usually works very well. Sometimes 1 is more than enough, and sometimes 3 is not enough. Your miles may vary, but just be in mind and be very careful. This tool will take away like accents and staccatos if you use it too aggressively. So let's take a look at what the part looks like after we use this. So as you can see, it's gotten rid of a lot of the smaller stuff. And also a lot of the stuff that's like more faint. So like the watermarks are actually gone. But like this big line here and then I don't even know what this is here. It's still there. This part came out of our collection and it was very dirty for some reason. I think someone must have taken it from some other collection, which is why this is here. So yeah, it looks a little bit better, but honestly, it's not a lot better than the original. But if you're in a time crunch, you're in a time crunch. The next level is going to be level 2, which is I have some time, but still not all the time in the world. And in this level, we're going to conserve all of the music and get rid of all of the big picture items here, like all of this stuff. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to select all of the material that we would like to keep with the shortcuts that we explained in episode 1. So we're going to select all of the material that we'd like to keep and none of the material that we'd like to get rid of. Like so. And using the shift and control keys here to select things we want and deselect things we don't is going to be critical. I'm going to go through this as fast as I can here. But as you can see, this is why it's level 2. You have to take a little bit more time than level 1 for sure. sure everything is selected. Okay. So this is going to get rid of all of the stuff that is not in between the staves. So anything like random dots everywhere and random lines like we have in this example are going to be going bye-bye. So now that you have everything that you want to keep selected and all the things you don't want to keep, all the big things you don't want to keep not selected, we're going to use the shortcut Command-Shift-I and select the inverse items. And now we're going to use Shift F5, fill with white, and all of it is gone now. So this looks a lot better than step 1 or level 1. You have all the materials you want to keep, but you still have some of these like pencil markings in between the lines and in between the staves. So that's where level 3 comes in. So level 3, we want to keep this basically as pristine as possible and erase any pencil markings that may or may not be in this piece or on this page. So to do that, we're going to start off by making sure when we go to erase, we're not erasing anything, like we can actually not have a transparent background. So we're going to create a background that's filled with white. And now we're going to get into the weeds here. And we're going to start erasing some of the stuff in between the staves. Now, this is up to you on how detailed you want to get. So like some of these dust and scratches, you may decide that it's not a game changer and you want to keep some of them. Or you are trying to make an archival quality scan and you want to make sure that everything's gone. It's really up to you. But things that definitely need to be going bye-bye are any pencil markings. Any graffiti is huge too, like drawings or like love letters. The amount of love letters that we've seen in some of our parts is kind of hilarious. The joys of summer camp. But yeah, definitely getting rid of any pencil markings or any notes, comments like that, especially if you're trying to make sort of a blank scan that you're going to go back and then do other things with. So here we go. This one's a little bit more tricky. I'm going to put some of this back with the brush tool. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. That's why toggling between the eraser tool and the brush tool is so critical. Okay, anything else on that? Nothing critical. And if I was like really getting into the weeds here, this scan was not great originally. I don't think the engraving on this was originally very good either. This like whole piece was like a scan of a scan of a scan, so some of the details got lost. But if you're really getting to the weeds, you may consider adding stems back here with line and brush tools. But definitely critical is to get rid of all of the pencil markings and stuff like that. And the last thing I'll say about cleaning up dirty scans is that if your scan is so bad that it is illegible, that there's pencil and pen markings all over like multiple parts of the music that are extremely difficult to get rid of, it will take you extremely long to do so. You might just have to bite the bullet and re-engrave, but that should be an absolute last resort if you're just working with parts that you're not intending on, you're not intending on making a brand new set of. but that is definitely an option if you have a lot of time to do. I would still argue that going through and using level 3 is still faster than re-engraving, but your miles may vary. I'll put it that way. All right, those are the 3 levels for cleaning scans like this. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.